Oh, sorry. I was sorry. I was upstairs just
Doing your hair.
That was good from you.
Doing your makeup.
That was good from you.
I've got a
It's like
feeling
me
I'm
saying
going
to
to be
church,
on
what are you
fire.
doing up there? Clean your teeth.
You're great, Jack.
Jack.
Thank you.
Just bad breath.
Dead bad breath.
That's
Actually,
not
not
funny,
that
eh?
bad.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I promised Trish I'd back her up today.
Oh, what?
Well, there's no point. You
I-
can't say it. You're supposed to just back her up.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Now you've
and I
told
don't
all-
want your support.
Now
I don't
he's
need
just-
it.
He's just announced to all the listeners that he's promised to back her up.
You
Rather than
don't need to help me.
on the sly.
No, you don't need help.
On the sly, he goes, "I'm going to back you up today," because he's like him and Trish kind of get offside a lot of the time.
Because he's grovelling.
Yeah,
Because Matt was an arse last night. There's a surprise. And you sort of team Matt.
I didn't.
You
I
did.
Didn't.
No, he just saw my angle. You were just chipping away. As you do.
No, I didn't.
Trish, you'd have been that, I reckon you'd have been that
Oh, here
little
we go.
kid. You'd have been sitting on the floor when TV's going. Everyone's watching Dallas and you'd be going, oh, sorry, what's his name again? 2 initials? JR. Oh, yeah, JR. So who's he again? Larry Hagman. Is it Larry Hagman?
what are you talking about?
Don't ask her for backup.
What
bro.
show are you talking about?
Dallas.
What is that?
It was an iconic show in the 80s.
Are there any references past 2000?
Okay, she was watching SpongeBob. She goes, oh, who's the bad guy in this?
Do you know his name?
Plankton.
And I wouldn't know.
That's good from you.
I love SpongeBob.
SpongeBob's actually really
I've
well
never
written.
watched it.
That's a weird one.
SpongeBob's actually, for a lot of animated shows, very well written. SpongeBob, like it's very when they have a line of where the adults understand the adult humor in it, but their kids are naive to it.
That's why I like Shrek.
It's called a double entendre.
Double entendre.
Yes. He goes, I'm a goofy goober.
That was the movie.
That was the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. That was actually a really good movie. I think it made
Made me cry.
bit at the box office. No, I was going to
He
say.
did.
That was with Hasselhoff, hey.
Yeah,
You know the
David
best
Hasselhoff.
line of that is like when he calls him Sponge Boob.
Yeah,
Yes.
SpongeBob.
You and SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Doesn't talk like that, but okay.
Blank face. Don't know anything.
You don't know. So,
It's all right, Trish. Like, you don't have to.
You don't have to,
I'll
Trish.
back
It's
you up.
okay. We just, we
and that's okay. And that's okay to admit that you don't know something. That's fine.
I know who SpongeBob is. That's
I'll get to this. I'm going to get to this in a minute. It's okay if you haven't seen SpongeBob yet.
Hey, Trish,
It's okay if it's going over your head yet.
do you know what his best mate?
Makes sense.
You know what type of sea creature his
I don't
best friend
care.
is? Do you know what type of
I
sea
don't
creature?
care.
He's pink.
I don't care.
Starfish.
Okay, his name's Patrick the Starfish.
So, yeah, I like Patrick. He's got that sort of goofy sense of humour.
He's a good bloke.
He's a good
Really? Was
guy.
that necessary? Watch your mouth.
Sorry.
He's sick.
Better than
Nasty.
Squidward.
Anyway.
At least a seahorse, I reckon. I've always thought when I was watching SpongeBob, I thought, wow, what a seahorse could go
Well,
well.
Squidward's a what? Octopus? Squidward's the
No,
octopus.
it's a
isn't it?
squid. A
He's
squid
a-
and an octopus
oh, sorry,
are different.
You would
Wow.
think so, Squidward.
Well, delicious. Just quietly salt and pepper on it. But Larry the lobster, the big muscle guy.
Yeah.
And then Krusty the crab. That's what I was thinking of. Who makes the Krabby Patties?
Oh, yeah.
And his daughter Pearl, who's a whale, which is that's just confusing.
That is
because
really
And
that's
then
not going to happen.
That's an adoption.
And is it Sandy Squirrel, the girl?
Yeah,
I used to have a
she lives in a dome under the water.
Please don't say you're about to have a crush on her.
I was going to say, well, there's a few animated characters that I used to have a crush on growing up. I think a lot of people, Jack and I's age, will relate to me saying Sandy Squirrel in SpongeBob was quite a good sort.
Okay,
So I've never thought about Sandy the Squirrel.
This is really good. Let's talk about animated characters here for a second and ones you may have had a crush on. Trish?
Did you?
None.
Jughead? No?
Did you know any, Trish?
None.
No. Betty Rubble. Bunny
Oh, is that
Rubbles.
from the Flintstones?
Flintstones?
Yeah, I can see that.
She was not a very nice person.
I liked there was this. This might go over your heads, but Kim Possible. So she was a secret agent.
I remember her.
You remember her? Oh, I always had such a big crush on her. I thought she was so cute.
Yeah. I never had a crush on Minnie Mouse.
You didn't like I know it's not animated, but you know Miley Cyrus and that Amanda.
What in Hannah Montana?
Yeah, and the other chick that
Saved by
Amanda.
the Bell?
No,
and she's gone a very dark route.
A lot of those Disney kids
okay.
do
Ooh,
go a dark
she's-
route
like
after
she's
their.
really well. Miley's doing all right.
It's Walt.
Yeah,
Oh,
but Miley had
she's
some-
been through a bit of a period or so.
Miley.
Not like the Amanda girl.
I don't know why you'd reference her menstrual cycles, Jack, but yeah, I think
Good one, Jack. Thanks for bringing the podcast down.
Pretty disgusting. You know, okay, one more who I want to. Those people that have seen Space Jam with Michael Jordan, where he goes
The
you remember
rabbit.
that? And he goes into and he plays basketball with like Bugs Bunny and that.
Yeah.
Lola Bunny in that, who's Bugs Bunny's, like the other bunny. Do you guys remember her?
Yeah. I didn't know her name was Lola.
Man. Yeah, her name's Lola Bunny. She was so cute, man.
Tell you what gang I'd love to be a part of, Top Cat. You ever seen Top Cat and his gang?
Again, you're showing your age.
Or Fat Albert and guys?
Oh, I know Fat Albert. Is that Eddie Murphy?
Fat Albert. No.
Oh, no, it's the
And
other,
I'm
the
going to
other
sing
bloke.
a song for you.
Eddie Murphy. Who? Oh, no, I was thinking Norbert.
Yeah. Should we
Wow.
take control,
Have we
Coops?
even started?
Yeah, Trisha's got the intro question.
Go
Go
on,
on.
Trish.
How are we all?
Go, yeah.
First,
Yeah, good. How are you?
well, do you want the truth or do you want the bumper sticker?
What's the what? The bumper sticker. What's that?
Well, that's like, oh, I'm great. Thank you. Everything's sunshine. Or do you want the truth?
Give me the truth then.
Well, you people bug me.
Bug you.
Yeah.
Right back at you, baby.
Is this going somewhere? What is it? What do you mean?
No. I'm just letting it, you know how, we automatically respond. Oh, yeah, good, thanks. Yeah, I'm not good.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. All right. Well, what do you want us to do about it? Don't you have the intro question?
I do.
Yeah.
Well, just do it.
Okay, and for Jack and Cooper, I'll ask you, have a quick think. If you were a tool, which would you be and why? But Matt, being who you are, and this is why I came up with
An
this.
icon.
TV star.
What tool are you?
I'm a bastard tool.
Because you're a tool.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Can
a-
I get... you guys
What
go.
tool are you, mate?
Okay. I have gone...
Do you know any tools?
Yeah, Meghan Markle. I've got Meghan Markle. Now, we've got some audio for you people. Just hang there. We played a little bit of this the other day on the radio show, but Meghan Markle's got a friend called Jamie Kern. They did a podcast together. Now, I don't really like the term ugly Americans. I think it's unfair. Sort of it casts a broad brush. I think most Americans are really nice and welcoming. However, on this occasion, we've hit the arsehole, the Quindler arsehole. These two together, Megan and Jamie, is sickening, honestly, as sculling a schooner of fairy
Urine?
floss. Jamie's a suckhole. Megan is a lunatic and probably the fakest person I've ever met.
Have you met her?
No. Sorry, fakest person probably in the face of the planet. Ironically, through this podcast, she always uses the term of self authentic. And this is her. Now, there's some highlights I want to talk about. And the first one that I want to play some audio for about 1 minute, but you just hang in there.
Yeah,
It's her talking about raising her kids and teaching them the power of yet.
Now, Dad, just context. Dad's listened to this whole potty. It goes for about an hour 30.
No, I haven't. I saw it through it.
You got to the end.
I knew it was good content.
I respect you for it. But if anyone wants to chime in, I can always pause it. So if you want to, we don't have to listen to the whole thing.
One of the things with parenting, you watch as you're building their confidence and their self-esteem. A word that I use a lot with them is yet, and how to reframe things for a kid when they're like, I can't do it. I can't do it yet. No, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough yet. And the more that you put into practice these ideas of like, put yet at the end of nearly every sentence and you feel like there's still hope and a promise that you can do it. Yes. But when I type that to my children before I go to bed, guess what? Like I'm teaching that to them or I'm reinforcing that, but I'm also reinforcing it for myself. Yes. Like, I don't know. Yet. I'm not sure.
I was just going to say that applies to every adult. That applies to me right now, all of us.
Yeah.
Yet.
I don't know what I'm doing. Yet.
My business hasn't gotten traction. Yet. No one's picked up my book proposal. Yet.
Yes.
I haven't found my soulmate. Yet. Everything is yet.
The power of yet.
The power of yet.
Mm-hmm.
I get so many questions about self-worth, like, when am I going to finally feel worthy? And it's like, yet.
That is poison. That is poison.
I don't get like the lady's voice is so annoying.
She sounds
Well,
like Minnie
You
Mouse.
don't get it yet.
Yeah, but I will get it eventually.
No, but I don't
Okay.
get why she every time she said something that was more for a yes. She was just like yet, and it was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I haven't taken half of Prince Harry's money yet.
Yeah. I haven't tried to strangle myself listening to that audio yet. For the third time.
Yeah.
I will say though, like, I get the message they're trying to convey to parents, like the yet of, like trying to stay glass half full all the time. But how they said it sounds very culty.
Well, in
Not
it,
only that, like one of the first things she said was, I'm not good enough. Like that's just a negative phrase any which way, whether it's got yet on the end or not. It's like You don't have to be good enough. What's good enough in whose eyes?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
May the power.
the other one, old Jamie, she's
She's no
just a mass
psychologist.
suckhole. And she's just going, I just like to, Megan saying, I just want to be authentic. That's the most important. And then she talks about her day with her kids. And, mate, listen to this. I mean, you know, mothers out there, and often single mothers who are doing 2 or 3 jobs, you know, keep the family going. I mean, you're doing it tough. But you've got to understand about what Megan's doing. She gets up. She tells a story, typical day. She gets up, wait for this, 6:30 in the morning.
Get it out.
And she puts on her activewear and she has a coffee.
Every day.
Meanwhile, she's got the baby monitors listening to the kids to make sure they're okay. And then she makes the kids their lunches, because she loves doing that so much. Then she drives the kids to school. All of that. And she says, after that whole thing, she goes, I don't get home till 9 o'clock, meaning 9 a.m. I mean, this,
So that's
I mean,
like
that's
a 2-hour day.
that's,
Hello.
she's,
And there's a lot of
No nannies?
well, she mentions the nanny at the very end.
Oh,
She
what
had-
are the nannies doing all that time?
I say she's doing all of it.
Yeah.
I wonder how, like, because when, like, letting people know, and Dad, you would have had a lot of this at Triple M when you had guests come through, like, the amount of almost PR coaching that even the interviewers are set, like, you can't ask them about this, you can't ask about this. Here's a list of questions that you have to ask.
Politicians, Cobber.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
heaps of politicians.
Horrendous.
But I wonder how much, like, because that was an hour and a half podcast. If you have an hour and a half and you are pretty resilient where you don't think you'll drive off the road listening to it,
Yeah.
you should give it a go. But I wonder how much, like, stuff either got cut or how much that podcaster who was interviewing it got asked to actually be coached to
pull stuff
like,
out.
interview.
Well, there's nothing hard hitting at all in there. She's basically just, it's an hour 20 of her big noting herself and just talking about all the amazing things she does, how authentic she is, and a lot of woe me stuff. Oh, you wouldn't believe this. You know, I do this, and just going, oh,
Well, look, they got you. They got you hook, line, and sinker.
oh
and they
mate,
got
I'm
you,
a fan.
They got you to listen.
Wow. Yeah, but it's
So that's my tool.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
right,
know
okay.
how her, like, if she actually has a PR team, geez, they're doing a shit job, don't you think?
You're not wrong.
Like, she obviously, like,
To be
she's sort
fair.
of off her own bat at the moment, but
It's
yeah.
a hard job for a PR team. Like, she doesn't make it very easy on them because given like not just how, but not how she is, but how like her and who's she with, Harry? Is that what it is?
Harry.
How her and Harry, the whole like
She and Harry.
like leaving.
Don't
and-
worry, hasn't he? Like him
used to
growing
like
up is everyone's favourite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was
He's
my
just-
fave.
His book was, I've read pages out of his book. It is torture. There is some strange shit in it. And everyone thought, because from what I thought now, this is quite, when I was younger, my perception of Harry was, and this is purely from what Trish used to say about him, he's a bit of a rat bag, but he's a bit of a lovable rat bag.
Yeah.
And it seems like, especially since his book has come out, he just sounds strange. And it's just,
yeah.
He's just a sook, man. It's always, again, what a tough life I've had. And then he quits the royal family, but then wants,
Money.
you know, all the security, everything that comes with it. But he just doesn't want the, you know, he wants to keep the title, not part of the family, but he wants all the money for security and everything that goes with it. And you just go, man, it'd be easy. If I was their PRB thing, it'd be really easy. You just say to both of them, shut up. Stop doing interviews.
Yeah, man. Oh, I'm sick of it. You should have a PR person.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But she's not talking to
Have
me.
you ever had anyone, especially at Triple M, because that was more of a, you know, Monday to Friday and people be pushing agendas and stuff like that real hard. Did you ever have any real bad guests that come in that if you ever pushed beyond what they were supposed to talk about, they'd sort of bite back?
Oh, there was a couple of funny ones. A band, Placebo, who do that, you know, pure mourning. They're a Texan band, but the lead singer is known as being incredibly prickly. He walked in, his PA person walked in beforehand and just said, absolutely put your phones away, no photos. We were like, well, put the phones away. She said, absolutely no photos. So he walks in and like you can just feel like this awful energy just walking in the studio. And then, of course, Woody, who's our producer, who used to be the linesman, Woody, Brendan Wood, just goes, hey, asked him to turn around, a long-angle lens that just takes a photo of him. And he just exploded. Said, you fucking disgusting little man.
Oh, really?
Oh, poor Wood.
The other one was Jerry Halliwell. Her thing was absolutely no photos.
What-
but
where
when
did
she
she
got in
come
there,
from?
she was Spice Girls.
Spice Girl. Which one was she? She naughty?
Ginger.
Naughty Spice?
Sporty
Ginger.
Spice? No?
Ginger one?
There was a real weird one. I've never told this story.
A weird one, what? Spice Girl?
No, a really weird thing that happened in Triple M. It just sparked my memory. And unless I talk about it now, I reckon I'll forget. I don't know if I've ever told you.
Go on.
Do you remember when the thing happened, not Queens of the Stone Age, Jack, that band, the shooting in the Bataclan?
Yeah, Josh Homme's in it.
Yeah, Josh
They're
Homme's
called the
band.
Eagles of Death Metal.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh, is that in Paris?
That's what they're called. They're called the Eagles of Death Metal. Or something
Happened
like
in Paris. Anyway.
So there was a shooting at their concert. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, this person this lady reached out to Triple M, to Max, our producer, got in touch and said, letting you know, I've just come back. I was actually in the Bataclan when it happened, and I just want to share the story. And we're like, oh, okay, no worries. She came up. As soon as she came into the studio, everyone went, this is weird. Like, mate, it was actually scary because you know she was full of shit, but she was very, very strange. And we're going, mate, and she was talking about the terrorist attack and everything.
I remember you when this happened. Yeah, I remember. I must have been. Around.
She clearly wasn't even involved. She just wanted to be in the studio.
She wanted to be in the studio, but she was very, very strange. Had a really strange end. You go, man, there's something wrong here. And I actually started to panic. We're all scumbags. And I signaled to Max and said, mate, we've got to find a way to get her out of here. Well, and he came in and said, okay, that's good with the interview. Anyway, we never played it. But then she would ring for the next month. She'd ring every day and go, I want to know when my interview is going to be played. Yeah. And we're going,
Yeah, I will say radio attracts some very strange characters, like very, very strange characters, almost like stalker-esque type characters.
That's right. I mean, Kyle and Jackie O particular would.
Yeah, you guys would. But I've been to a studio recently where your sign-in's very, very, like, I was actually really surprised. Your sign-in's very particular. And actually, Apple HQ we went recently is the same thing.
Yeah.
Where you have to go in and it's almost like going into customs at the airport.
It is.
Because apparently they get a lot of stalkers in radio.
Yeah.
Because,
I don't know why.
Like, you need high security. Any media agency, I think, these days.
I was getting messages from a guy who, like, was convinced that we were related and was, like, messaging me quite. And I was just like, what? But it was like...
Kirk Gidley?
No, it wasn't him. But
Andrew
like,
Johns?
No. He wishes. But, like, obviously, like, I had some issues going on, but, like, just would relentlessly create this, like, fake life for me and him that, like, on all these memories we had as kids.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do you remember when?
I don't remember when because it didn't happen. But, like, then he was also messaging other people in the radio station, like, at the radio as well, and they'd be like, is this, like, do you know this guy? And I was like, nah, he just messaged me all the time. And then he was ringing through and stuff, and then we couldn't put him to air all the time.
Fatty and Sterlo had a really unnerving thing happen to them during the footy show years. This guy used to send letters in, and they were just like, at first they used to pull them out and laugh and be like, you know, you guys, I hate you guys, and just really abusive, just rambling.
And they pull it out on the air and say it?
No. They just say, oh, look at Glennie Pallister, the producer, say, mate, we've got no one of these. And then it started getting weirder. And what actually started to happen, he'd write the letter, but then, like, every single word he'd write over the top for 10 times. So it was really thick and bold. Anyway, they ended up going, mate, this is sort of weird. They contacted the police, and the police were coming over the letter. Said, yes, this is where it gets scary. In the fact that when he writes letters to you, he gets satisfaction out of it, sends it. But given the fact that he's written over the same word 10 times, showing that he had that much hate in him, it took him 10 times to write the whole letter again to get it out.
That's like Zodiac.
Yeah.
Like that's, you know what I mean? Like that gives me, that's a great movie.
He loved Blocker, though. He loved Blocker.
Why?
He loved Blocker.
Why did he love Blocker?
Yeah, he just, I don't know.
He's a very lovable man.
He is a lovable man.
Have you seen as well, the Hello Sport Boys talked about it earlier in the week, but Blocker's the one who's brokering peace between Ryan Hoffman and Aaron Woods.
Yeah.
What? Blocker is?
Blocker is. Because he thinks there's two men that played together on this side of the border before Origin 3. It's unnerving that we've got ex-teammates fighting against each other for the Blues.
That is unnerving.
Gee, there's some bad storylines.
Yeah.
Hoffy, I was listening to Hoffy on the thing, and he was talking about how the media should work. I said, you know, journalists really love it when players that haven't retired for that long go into the media and actually tell journalists how to do their jobs.
What does he do?
The Hoofman. I think Hoffy is with ABC doing radio stuff, I believe. I believe Hoffy.
Yeah. But because he went on the radio after and said, "Oh, look, I wasn't referring. It wasn't a personal attack on Woodsy. I was explaining more of this." And I thought, Hoffy, when you say that you said that you're being a coward behind a microphone, I sort of think it probably is personal.
Yeah, it probably was a bit of an attack on Woodsy. I remember
Poor old Woodsy.
Woodsy rang me after and he said, I think Hoffy's coming after me. He's called me a coward. So I'm pretty sure it was taken like a
Just
personal.
laugh at him.
Hoffy rang Woodsy.
Oh, did he? Apologised?
Yeah.
Oh, mate. We'll see that.
Well, I don't know if he apologised. I think he rang to try to clarify.
Ah, right.
But if I was Woodsy, I would have said, yeah, mate, I sort of heard the word coward used 2 or 3 times. I'm probably thinking.
But the good thing is, and I think it's a great discussion, was Hoffy wrong in calling Woodsy a coward? Because I'm playing alongside Woodsy, particularly in the last 2 years of his career, I'd have to agree. I'd have to. No,
So you're saying your tool is Woodsy?
we only love no. Bloody oath.
Well, Hoffy.
Little hint: was Woodsy more attacking or defensive orientated towards the end of his career?
Oh, Woodsy was attacker. I love. But the best thing about me, and Woodsy in that last sort of year was we were both only attacking orientated. So Woodsy would do all the ball playing in the middle, and he'd just go, "Yeah, sweet." So whenever me and Woodsy touched it in the same play, the defense just knew it was being shifted because neither of us were going to run it.
And you know what the funniest part of that is? That was his second last year too.
I know.
Wasn't it?
He should have retired with me.
Yes, so there we go. Typical Johns to Woods. Balls in the grandstand again.
Yeah, 0 runs for
He
both of them.
decided to go out with the great Brad Parker instead.
Yes. Did anybody have any stuff from their week?
The other day, like we're getting a little desperate on the dog front, and our niece brought her dog Jimmy around, her
my
and Phil's
God.
dog, and we just fell in love. And then they were going shopping. They were going to leave him at the dog care at the shopping. I went, no, leave him here. And he's
amazing.
beautiful. He's a Cocker Spaniel.
So there's a dog kennel at
it's a
shopping
doggy like
centres.
daycare thing.
Yeah, they've got a doggy daycare there. It's pretty good. I walk past all the time. The dogs don't look happy. Oh, God. They
look,
just bark
do
at
know
you
what?
and shit.
I'm just getting a little concerned. We spoke to someone the other day, and they left their dog. They went to Fiji, and they actually left their dog with friends, and their dog knew that other dog, and it must have been playing. I don't think it was a vengeful thing, but it's now lost its eye.
The dog from the other dog, clawing it?
Yeah, it did something.
Oh, God.
Whether it was play or it got a little angry or territorial.
That's just dogs being dogs.
Yeah, well,
Dogs.
yeah, I know.
Biting each other's eyes out.
So anyway,
Did that get put down, the dog?
no.
Because typically if a dog attacks another dog or something, it gets put down, right? Is that what happens?
I think
I think Trish
Trish said that they were sort of playing.
Yeah, I don't
I've been
think it
separate
was
with it.
intentional.
It doesn't matter.
You
mate.
and Jack
And they were
played, you're tearing each
babysitting
other's
their
eyes
friend's
out.
dog. You can't go in and then say, "Oh, hey, can you put down your dog that hurt my dog's eye?"
Jimmy's got the best hairstyle.
Jimmy
dog.
is
Yeah.
cute. Well, the thing is, so I'm like, I'm going, yes, they'd gone. And I'm like, cuddles on the lounge with Jimmy. So 1 minute, Matt calls Jimmy up on the lounge, Cocker Spaniel. He leaps straight up, sitting there. It's all beautiful. So then I make myself all comfy there. Come on, Jimmy, up you come. And then off he goes, and he goes and hides in our bedroom, and he's sitting at the foot of the bed. I'm like, what are you doing? So I lay there with him. Then I go, come on. I carry him back out. Off he goes back in again.
Yep.
And so then when Sarah and Phil get back, I went, it's the weirdest thing. Like, I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know, like he was missing you or whatever. He just went and laid at the foot of the bed. And she went, oh, my God, did you have the football on? I said, yeah, Matt put the football on. The game is on. She went, oh, he hates the football. He has PTSD from the football. Whenever he hears it on in their house, he'll go into the bedroom because Phil, his owner, gets a little overexcited at the football and he's yelling at the television.
Phil gets aggressive.
Yeah. So
Phil's a Raiders fan, so there's been a lot of screaming in the last 10 years.
Yeah. So, and he goes and he won't stay in front of the television.
Wow, hates the footy.
I know, God love him. Jimmy,
They
the
are
footy
sensitive
hater.
creatures, animals.
That's very interesting that he
He said
has
that.
the observation to be able to know, first
The
of all,
sound of
because I
footy.
always heard, the sound of footy, but I always was under the impression they couldn't see the TV. Like,
No, they can't. The modern TVs, they can.
Okay.
Well, remember Matt used to put YouTube on for
Yeah, Dad
for
would put-
Charlie.
Yeah, that's
what
right.
was it?
It was like ducks and things like about an hour and a half, or it'd
If
be
we're out.
birds coming and things like that. And, mate, she'd love it.
Yeah.
But they're such sensitive creatures, animals. They're always observing you and picking up your tendencies, such as at the moment, Harriet, the cat, Trisha's got a cage we put on at night. She hates going in there. And I said to Jack and Gemma, watch this. She just knows my tendencies. And as soon as it hits a certain point of the night and I stand up, I said, what's this? She jumps straight up and runs over to a bowl and starts eating.
As
As
though,
if to say, no, you can't put him in bed every single time.
You're a sicko. It's a weird kink you've got. It's disgusting.
What?
So, I don't know. Jack wasn't
what that's
listening
all
to
about.
any of it. Hey, can I quickly bring up? I was reminded during the week. So someone was talking to me about when young kids know how to learn how to swear, right, from a young age, and they start swearing, and they start to use it actually. And when they do use it in real, like, good context, how funny it is as somebody who's older to hear it. Because I taught Dale Finucane's young fella, Freddie, in the hub how to say the F word, right?
Cooper.
Oh, excellent.
you
Good
gotta
job.
Why would you do that?
But then, in order to backtrack, because he started saying it a lot, I told him that word was for a Powerade, because we had in our team room we had Powerades in there. He'd always want one, and I said it means that, thinking
He
that
was 16, was he?
he was like 4, 5.
really
Anyway, Dale said up until he was like 6, he could never, like, whenever he saw a Powerade, he'd say the F word. And I wanted to ask you guys, did me or Jack ever have problems as young tuckers, whether it be swearing, doing anything inappropriate?
Not swearing.
Oh, Cooper did
I
plenty of
used to-
shit inappropriate. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Oh, yeah. He didn't swear though. He was very big on the middle finger.
He was.
He loved the bird. He
Neighbours.
liked giving people the bird. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
give out
neighbours.
neighbours.
That went down well. What's his name? Frank.
Oh, yeah,
Frank
yeah.
was kind
Frank.
of traumatized.
Frankosaurus.
Frank the Tank.
have
Yeah,
told
we've
that story
told that.
before.
It's been a while. In
Yeah, but
case,
you know what? There
in case
might
you're
be new
new
listeners.
In case
Yeah.
you're new listeners, yeah. So we were over at over at one of our friend Ricardo's house.
Just you were.
No, Liam, and Braith Alexander were over there as well.
Yeah, with
and
the
we were about
family.
to watch a movie. Yeah, and we're about to watch a movie, and we were picking a movie, and I said, "Why don't we watch Saw?" And obviously a horror movie, the Saw series, probably inappropriate for the age we were at.
How old were you?
Probably 10.
Good movie
you
about
had-
dismemberment.
You had your 18th birthday the next week, I remember.
No, it was 10. And then the dad, Frankie was going, "Oh no, you won't, no, we're not watching that. It's too scary for you guys. You'll have nightmares." And then I was G'ing the boys up going, "Let's watch it. Everyone was like, yeah, let's watch it, Frankosaurus. And then he was going, "No, Cooper, settle down. You're not watching it." And I went, "No, we're watching it." And he says, "What don't you get about we're watching it?" And I went, "This." And I flipped him the
No,
bird.
you said, what don't you get about
That's
this?
right. I said, "What don't you get about this?" And I flipped Frankosaurus the bird. Well, he couldn't have kicked me out of the house quicker. I remember he's thrown me out, and I'm out on the street, and it was like 2 p.m. in the Arvo. It wasn't a dangerous time. Although I wished at the time I'd been kidnapped, because then Jeezy would have felt bad after that.
Given the fact you live 50 metres down the road, look, it wasn't a devastating blow.
Sometimes 50 metres is all they need.
That's true, man.
True that.
You give them an inch, they take a mile, those bloody assholes. Anyway, I walked back home, and I remember I was sitting in the living room because there was a bit of like a shindig going on at ours at the time, and I was like wigging out. Obviously, at that age, when you kind of have a bit of a kerfuffle with someone, you wig out. And I'm sitting in the room, and I was like, "How do I tell?
Thinking of the
Do I
repercussions.
do I tell anyone about this, or do I just die with this? He probably won't say anything." And then I've told Mum, and Mum's made me write a letter. And it was
Of apology.
Yeah, it was an insincere letter. I'm not going to lie. I could barely read or write at the time.
Handwritten letters say a lot about a person.
They do.
They
Even
do.
with shit handwriting.
Even if you're forced to do it.
Yeah. But that's good to know it was only the rude finger, because I thought we would have been quite heavy on the swear words.
No, yours are pretty good.
Yeah, no, you won't swear.
I think a couple. Did Cooper or Jack once do an Edgar in a shopping centre or something? They just pull their pants down sometimes, do a crap just out in public?
Never.
Okay, there must be other
No,
kids.
never. Sorry. Yeah, it must be your other family. Sorry.
Jack did that one.
No.
You hate this story.
No, it's not even a story.
You
I
hate
don't
it.
even-
Every time I bring it up, because I always bring it up, he denies it until he dies. He gets so. You were like 13. Who cares? Why can't
I
we
wasn't even. I don't even think I was like. I can't remember it happening.
So
Yeah.
we come home.
I can't have been that old. What house were we in?
We were in, up at
Handy.
Colorado Plateau.
Okay, how old would I have been when
we
we
didn't
there?
live at Colorado.
Yeah, that's Plateau.
No, it's not. You were young. Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? We were 5 when you moved there. You'd have been about 7.
Yeah, thanks.
We only
Coop.
lived there a short time.
Okay. Well, what happened? What happened up there? Let me just tell people, and hopefully, Dad or Mum, this will trigger your memory.
You keep saying it. I was never.
Well, that's, you got shit memory. You can barely remember what you did yesterday. So we come home.
Argue with me.
We come home from dinner one night, and Jack was busting the whole time to do a shit.
Poop.
And he comes running in the door trying to get the toilet, taking off his clothes as he was getting to the toilet. Didn't quite make it past the hallway, and as he was running, I was directly behind him. Droplets of poo were falling out as he was running, and they landed in the middle of the hallway. He ended up getting to the toilet to obviously finish it, but he pooed in the hallway.
So who cleaned it? then?
No,
You did.
No, I didn't.
Jack, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't worry about it. As you know, I've shit myself numerous times.
And I've never forgot it. I still have
Adelaide.
the visual in my head, and Jack has denied it until he dies. But I'm here today because I want you to clear up with people.
no. You know what? I'll fix it. Right now, I'll tell you right now, that one I can't remember. And I've got a pretty good memory.
Yeah.
But there's a story that people don't know about in this house that I've just flashed my memory again. And I'm not going to tell it because I'm going to save it for next week so I can try and remember it. But I'm going to tell you, it has something to do with Jack, a similar topic, and Craig Bellamy at a young age.
Oh, I know
tell
this
you,
story.
I'll tell you that story next week. So I need to remember
That's a
the
good
details.
Jeez, do you know it now?
Yes, I know that.
Yeah,
story.
you'd know it. I thought
I
the
know
only,
that
The only
story.
one that would know it would be
Oh,
Trish.
don't hook us now. Can't you tell
no,
us?
I'll-
Oh, it's a doozy.
next week, hook and tease.
No, don't
Excellent
tell
work,
me.
Jack.
I might not be
Sensibility.
here next
Yeah.
week.
And there was another assistant coach there. It could be Michael Maguire at the time.
I think it
or
was.
Frank Panisi. Someone
No,
was
no, I think it was,
It was
Madge.
Madge.
Yeah, I've never spoken about this one ever,
Yeah.
even to myself.
That's I wonder if they remember.
No, they don't. No, I don't think they were
would have
wise
no
to
idea.
it.
They would have no idea.
That gets me so effing excited.
Gets
Don't
me
tell him,
horny.
don't
The
tell
quicker
him.
we end this podcast, the quicker we can get to next week's one.
We're going so long, I reckon.
No, you
This
look
is
at the wrong
great.
timestamp again, I think.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got extra time.
All right. Has anyone seen the new Brad Pitt movie with Javier Bardem?
The
The F1?
F1 one.
I hear good
I
things
hear
about
great things about it. They're
love
saying
it.
it could be his finest performance.
Brad Pitt.
Yep.
Jeez, that's a big call.
That's
Is
a
that-
big-
it. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Has anyone? I haven't even watched the trailer.
No, I haven't seen much,
Well, I
but he looks good in a
heard,
suit.
I heard Brooklyn on the Colin Jackie O show. He was talking about he went to the 4D version of it, where you sit in the seats in the IMAX and the seats shake, water will hit your face.
Oh, I love it. Like one of those
Smoke,
rides.
Yeah, smoke and everything will be in the cinema.
I'm in.
I
I'm
will
gonna go.
say I watched Shrek in one of those 4D things.
Yep.
And it's quite it's a nice novelty, but it actually like spooks you in that because like you're sitting there watching and then obviously there's dragons and shit in Shrek. But like it gets hot and they blow hot air on you and then obviously you get wet. I imagine the F1 one would be pretty crazy if the seats
They say it's pretty amazing. Although Brooklyn said it actually gets to the point you're not following the story as much
Because you're
going, "Oh,
engaged in
Oh yeah,
the
you're more-
ride as such.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because
But-
it's a story of Sonny Hayes. Have you ever heard of him before? A Formula One driver who had a
I
bad
don't think
accident.
I don't think it's based off.
Oh, it's not based off anyone.
I don't think it's based on anyone. I think it's,
No, I think it is.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, fact check.
Yeah.
I love it. I love.
I
when you two
actually
argue.
checked that.
There's some really good movies of race cars, like Rush. And that is an
Rush was
incredibly
good.
underestimated movie.
The Senna movie, that was
Senna with
so
documentary,
You know
good.
what I
Yes.
love? Ford versus Ferrari.
I didn't
you-
watch that.
Have you not seen it?
No.
So Christian Bale and what's the other guy? Jason Bateman. They're both in it, I believe. It is very
Matt
good.
Damon.
Matt Damon.
Sonny
sorry.
Hayes is fictional, Trish. He's based off a number of different formula.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
See?
Oh, good. Lucky you fact checked right there. Well, the other week, this jogged my memory. Oscar Piastri? Piastri.
Piastri.
Jeez,
You got close to another South
You nearly
African.
said Oscar Pistorius. That's a bit of a tough one.
That would have Piastri would have
Oscar
sued you for
Piastri.
that.
Wouldn't have a leg to stand on there, Dale.
Got a photo in England with some of the Matthew.
That hit me so late. That was
Yeah,
so
and
good.
me even later.
Very funny from you, Dad. Very funny.
Still got it, bub.
Bob.
With Nick Costa and some of the other cricketers, Aussie cricketers, and they were photographed at the McLaren factory.
Yeah.
But all of their photos had to be vetted before anything was allowed to be posted on any social media or anything because their security is so tight with any competitors getting any of the tech info. Now, you probably don't even realise this, but I went to the Ferrari factory in Maranello a few years ago with some friends in Italy. You have to show your passport. Like security is so tight.
Or to get into, if you're in
No,
a-
you can't just go in.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
They were actually
yeah.
dealers, so they could go.
No dealers.
Yeah. So you've got to show your passport.
So if you're an Italian citizen, you don't have an international passport.
No, you can. You take your passport to prove who you are. That's
Or
the
they'd
highest
have an
form of
identity
ID.
card.
Okay.
Yeah.
Righto.
And then they take your phone. You're allowed to keep your phone, but they tape over the camera. So you're not allowed to take any
Wow.
photos.
Freaky as.
Yeah, it's cool though. Like, and it's just, there are just Ferraris everywhere, zooming by, stacked, being loaded onto trucks.
What was the crate? Like, obviously, if you
And-
took pictures and stuff, do you have any mental pictures that you can describe to us so we feel like we're in
Oh,
there?
well, everyone that works there walks around in the red Ferrari
Oh,
suits.
no
so they all
way.
look like racing car drivers.
That-
but, you know.
no
Are there any
way.
Hondas there?
Hey?
Trish? Were there any Hondas there? Or any
No
Honda?
Honda,
Kias?
baby.
Do they at that Ferrari factory? Is there like a Ferrari roller coaster?
No.
I believe. Oh, I think one of the fastest. I might be wrong. One of the fastest roller coasters, like 0 to 100. It's like a Ferrari one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought it was
What
at that
it uses
factory.
for no. This is literally where they make and order the Ferraris, and then there's a museum, and then there's a shop in the near area. Essentially, the town of Maranello is just all Ferrari.
Overrated that you weren't allowed to cover your phone. Was it
No,
that?
it
Was
was
it that
cool.
secretive?
Because Milan's a very overrated city.
Right?
Maranello, it's near Milan, isn't it?
No.
Okay, no worries.
No.
I'll let
Sounds
they know
like-
that
Starts with an M.
No, it's not, Matthew. No, we drove there from Venice.
Okay, gotcha.
Isn't it
Yeah, it
shit
was a
this
couple of
time?
hours.
Isn't it shit this time of the year where you look at all over your social media and everyone's over in bloody Europe?
In Greece or
Doesn't
Italy.
matter, people are having their best life. You had a fair go, don't worry. We have a fair go.
I'm glad to be here right now, actually, even though it's raining and everything. Yeah,
I'd rather be anywhere else.
Did you know Lamborghini?
I
That's how
like
Lamborghini.
Yeah, it's very
come-
it's very far from Milan, Cobb.
Yeah,
I
gotcha.
don't know where.
Yeah,
you-
yeah.
Don't matter. But Lamborghini, it's not a big country.
I've got to be
you know.
hard on you now because the listeners have told me. So.
Yeah,
I've got
La-
some corrections.
But you know,
trying to say something.
Lamborghini, of course, Lamborghini was a tractor company who used to buy Ferraris off Enzo Ferrari.
Enzo.
And then he went back one day and said, mate, there's a problem with this Ferrari. Something wrong with the clutch. And he goes, no, it's nothing wrong with the clutch. You're riding the clutch too hard. It's your fault. He said, no, it's your fault.
This
He
sounds
said,
like typical Italian
and
men
he
fighting.
said, I'll never sell you a Ferrari again. He said, doesn't matter. I'll start my own company and I'll put you out of business. So he started Lamborghini as far as
It's a great
producing
story.
cars.
Wow.
And still to this day, like Ferrari, this is why you see dodgy cats while driving around Lamborghini because you can just order a Lamborghini and get it. Whereas with a Ferrari, if you want to order a new Ferrari, you have to go through this huge process.
Oh, huge.
Yeah.
You have to be approved. Not anyone can buy it because they're so expensive and because I think the resale is so
Stringent.
such a big market.
Yep.
So they'll watch when you actually buy a Ferrari, they'll track it to see if you try and resell it because then you won't get sold another.
So it's similar to like I think Rolex do a similar thing. Like they sort of vet you and like
No,
they don't.
any bastard can buy it.
Yeah, I bought one in Bali.
Any
I bought one in Bali. It was fine. It's just I could just walk in and buy it.
But you can't just walk into a Rolex store and buy one though.
There's one in Bali. I went into Kuta and there was one there.
I know, but in all seriousness,
I think
now
you can.
No, you can't walk in because there's like not enough stock. Like you buy them
There was
resale.
at some point there was a real post COVID. I think there was a shortage.
Yeah, because the value of rollies on my wrist, they went straight up.
Gordon keeps telling me that. Gordon goes,
He
see that?
collects them.
He collects them.
Well, the Queensland boys say Valentine Holmes tells them every year they come into Queensland camp, he gives them an update on how much his Rolex has gone up,
Yeah.
which
It's
is
all
very,
supply and
very
demand.
un-Queensland of him.
Someone's got to be willing to pay that though.
Yeah. If they released every diamond in the world out of the various safes in the banks and things like that, the diamonds will be worth basically nothing.
Well, it wasn't
wow.
De Beers that did the big promotional campaign.
They started it.
That
Yes. Diamonds are forever.
gave them the value essentially.
Yeah.
Because now there's the what are they called? What do they term them? The they're expensive still,
got it.
not as expensive
Cubic
as
zirconias?
No. They're lab diamonds. They're called lab diamonds.
Yeah, that's right.
They're the fake ones.
But they're becoming quite accepted.
Well, then another reason why they drive prices down. But that is true. There are so many diamonds, but the diamond dealers put them in safes and drip feed them to the public.
Yeah.
Has to keep their value.
Would you accept a lad diamond if Dad had proposed with that? No.
Sure.
You would.
Well, I got a dodgy diamond anyway.
Was it shit?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He
Well,
didn't
that's
know
because
anything
Dad.
about
picked it,
diamonds.
you picked it out.
I know that. I didn't know anything about diamonds.
Geez, you put shit on him.
Oh, no. I just wanted you. But you think it's almost 30 years married. You think maybe it was time for an upgrade and a good quality diamond.
Oh, hang on. Wait. So have you had the same? You've had the same ring from day done? One.
I had it remodeled because I didn't like the thing, but I don't really wear.
What does remodeling
jewelry.
entail, though? Does that
Okay.
entail like a new diamond at all?
No. I had some little ones put around it and just.
So are we saying that there could be an upgrade on the cards? Is that what we're saying, Dad?
Well, 30 years is actually pearls, apparently.
Dad?
There is a very nice pulse palsy. How do you say it?
Dad?
Pascali.
Bell's palsy.
Pendant necklace that I really like.
Right.
If
Okay.
you're inclined.
Dad,
Dad, what do you
Save
think?
your pennies, babe. We'll see how we go.
Yeah, you keep bringing content to the podcast. You never know what might happen.
Yeah.
I just want to give a shout out. I was at St Mary's Leagues Club for a fundraiser for St Mary's Rugby League.
Yeah.
On Saturday night, had a ball. Loved it.
He
mate.
really did.
Out of Penrith, had a ball. All the guys out there running into guys I played against. That's the great thing about the rugby league community. You run into people you've played against or and straight away you got that bond. I mean, a fella called Glenn Ledyard and his son was there, Cole Bentley, Ivan and Beck Cleary were there, Shane Elford, and Alan Wilson was the MC up on stage.
Oh, Wilson?
Yeah, Alan Wilson.
Oh.
Alan Jackson.
Al Wilson was the guy. He's very, very creative. He was the guy that redid the words to Hoodoo Gurus, that's my team, to what's
my scene? Oh, what's my
scene to that's my team.
Yeah.
Very good.
I will say that I do want to
shout out.
Shout out, Alan. I do want to. Yeah, I was thinking about that actually on the drive home today. I was getting actually quite emotional thinking about how good the rugby league community is. When you go to a pub and you walk in, it can even be a player that you've played against once. And everyone just embraces and gets around each other.
This weekend, I'm going 4 days in Canberra. Me and my old 20s roommate Curtis Dark, we're going to stay with our old 20s roommate Tommy Starling and Zachy Hosking. We're going to go down watch the Raiders Dragons down there. It's going to be cold.
They're smashing it, aren't they, Canberra?
Watch them now. They'll get beat 13 plus now.
I just want to say something. Do you remember after the initial Vegas game?
Yeah.
What did I say? They're very strong. They looked very strong.
You did say that.
I did.
Thanks, Trump.
They're very strong.
That's all I want to
They're
say.
super strong. But it'll be an incredible game this weekend. But it's going to be good because me and Darky aren't playing anymore. So we're going to have a couple beers down there, and the boys have to be sort of stringent leading into Saturday's game.
But it is fantastic. You run into certain people, and if people just letting people know, if you're looking to book an artist, righto, for a bit of a, if you've got a function or something and you want to get a person, LLoyd, of course, of You Were Amazing. Fame.
Because
he was there. He did 3 songs,
He's a
Alex.
beautiful performer.
My God. He did Amazing, Coming Home, and Hallelujah.
Oh, yeah.
Mate, he
can sing.
Very talented.
He can sing.
Got pipes on him.
Tell you what, it's some sort of leagues club out there, St Mary's.
Mate, some of the rugby leagues club out west, but particularly some of the ones up in Queensland as well. Yeah. Geez, they have a huge amount of money in those leagues clubs.
Mate, amazing.
Good on them. Yeah. And it's good for the communities. Hey, while we're on the F1, we do have a little film, fame and vinyl Brad Pitt movies. We'll be razor quick on this one. Gold, silver and bronze, because going through his itinerary, geez, Brad Pitt's had some good movies.
He has, hasn't he? I thought that too. Although, geez, he's had some dogs too.
He's had some shit ones, yeah. But shout out to Mr. and
Not
Mrs. Smith.
And The Lost City.
I wouldn't call them dogs. Yeah.
The Lost City.
Who wants to go first? Go on, TJ.
My gold is The Counselor, which I just watched the other day.
Never seen it.
Very cool movie. Yeah, very, very good. Watch it. It's a little violent, but that's my thing at the moment, apparently. My silver is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and my bronze is Burn After Reading, where he plays like a comical character, which I liked seeing.
Very, very good movie.
He's like
contrast.
He's kind of funny. Like when he likes, I liked his character in that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It is quite
quirky.
It's quite comical. Yeah. Like even though I think he can actually play a funny guy.
Cliff Booth.
Cliff. Have you got yours?
I've gone bronze 7.
Oh, that's also a good one.
Great movie.
How good is it? What's in the box?
I saw something the other day, Cobber. He actually had it in his contract. So the ending is in the script before he signed on was the ending that it is now. Because of previous experience, he actually put it in his contract that because he's doing a lot of podcasts at the moment, he put it in his contract that the ending can't change once he signs on. Because
I love that.
He pretty much, I think the ending must have been what ticked him over the edge to do the movie.
Yeah.
But in a previous movie he'd signed on and then they changed the ending to something different and he didn't like it. So he put it in his contract.
For 7.
That's actually a really clever.
It's a good.
He said they actually tried to change it on too.
Of course they did.
They tried to make it the dog instead of his
wife.
Yeah.
It's got to be the head in the box is one of the great finishes.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
I know.
And
horror thriller.
And I mean, there was great foreshadowing from that director to know that Kevin Spacey was in fact a bad guy.
I know.
Allegedly.
It's just not believable in it. He's a bad guy villain. Bronze 7, silver Moneyball, I think is one of the most insightful movies of how professional sport works.
It's the best one, I reckon.
And gold, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh,
Yeah.
you love that.
Yeah.
Jackie.
My one is I've gone my bronze Fight Club.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Great film.
You know what about Fight Club? Is this unpopular? I don't think it's that rewatchable.
Really?
Like, I've watched it a couple of times, but it's not one of those movies that gets better for me.
For me, I watched it. It was better the second time round, I think.
Ah, shit on me. Right
Yeah,
out my
shit on you. My second, my
thanks.
silver's Inglorious Bastards.
Oh, it is a great
wow.
movie.
What's that?
Yeah, it is good.
I'll have 3 beers.
Yeah.
If you get that reference,
Three.
you've seen it.
Was it three?
Yeah, in German, they say 3 with the thumb,
Yeah.
I believe, and then Americans, like when they signal, for people listening, they signal like with their 2 index, the middle finger, index finger, and the thumb to say 3. But then Americans back then held 3 using the 3 middle fingers, no thumb.
That's
And what
how
does
we
that
do.
mean?
And the American, well, in the scene, he was pretending to be a German in front of a German soldier, and he said, "I'll get 3 beers," and that's how he realized
His
he was
giveaway.
he was a rat.
Very good.
Hey, I've watched it a few times and I missed that.
Yeah, well, it's a very subtle Easter egg, as they say.
Very
And then
good.
my gold is Moneyball. I love Moneyball.
great
It's one of my favorite movies.
I'll tell you another a movie jack up with almost on the level of Moneyball is Draft Day with Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
That is another amazing insight into professional sport.
Yeah.
Americans.
A very
Doesn't-
accurate representation of how a GM thinks, like of manipulating other clubs against each other.
Yeah.
Like very Gus Gould of him.
I don't want to sound like like a complete wanker when people go, "Oh, the book's better," but I trust me, the book Moneyball is an amazing book. The same guy who wrote the book Blindside. Blindside was taken off a book this guy wrote. He's the guy who wrote Moneyball.
Oh, so he did both?
He did both. He's more on when you read the book. Yeah, it got a bit, fair bit to do with the Moneyball concept, but it's very much about Billy Beane and his life. It is awesome.
Wow. Funny. Sorry, did you have something?
Oh, what was yours, Cooper?
Mine were, I had bronze, Inglorious Bastards, silver, which no one had, Troy. How handsome was he in Troy?
He was gorgeous.
He would have been, and I've never thought about a bloke like that, but if I had, when I picture a man that I could possibly be with, Brad Pitt and Troy, easily.
I preferred Eric Bana as Hector.
Yeah, he was good. Too masculine.
Right.
Gold, Moneyball, best sports movie of all time, I think. And there's been some great ones, but Jonah Hill's character in that, I believe Jonah Hill took like near to nothing just to be involved in it. Like that's when he wanted to do more serious roles.
Would you do that, Cooper?
Do something for nothing? No way.
Like a big movie for little or no money?
Oh,
To
yeah,
get the
yes.
start?
100%.
Happened to Dumb and Dummy, Jeff Daniels basically got like next
Zip.
to nothing, and Jim Carrey got something like 10 million.
Oh,
I remember
that's rude.
I heard some good advice from Tom Cruise the other day, and I think
Did he tell you in person?
Personally,
no, I read it online in a book in Moneyball. He was teaching a young actor. A young actor was like, you're such an inspiration to me. And he was talking about how he is trying to be more selective with picking great roles. And then Tom Cruise said, "I don't pick great roles. I pick great movies, and then I make my roles great in the movies."
Fair.
Which is and it's such an excellent lesson for us going into other things.
Yep.
Picking great football clubs, and then learning from the best.
okay. Question:
welcome.
what is, if you were on a different note here, as far as roles are concerned, foods as in roles? What is your ultimate role as far as food? So I'm talking about things like like a Vietnamese pork roll.
a deli sandwich, an Italian deli sandwich.
You're a deli roll man. Like you love salami and olives and like
Very
really Italian.
Italian.
I love a banh mi roll. Those Vietnamese
they're
pork
bit-
crackling, a little bit of chili on it. Are you joking?
Soy sauce.
Very good. Are you serious, brother?
You know what else is a mad roll? We used to have it at the canteen at school. So it's a buttered roll, right? 70 cents it cost you at the school canteen at St. Augustine's. Buttered roll. But they'd butter it up for you. Then you get a pack of honey soy chips.
Yep.
You crunch it, you step on it,
Yep.
and then you sprinkle it within a chip roll.
You know what else is
Awesome.
good too? You know those jumpies, those little jumpy
Kangaroos.
the chicken and the barbecue flavor little kangaroos, the jumpies, same thing. Do that. You know what a lot of people did then too? if they had a bit extra coin, they'd put the meat pie in there. Coop.
Oh, for the
Or a
flash
sausage,
Harrys.
or a sausage roll.
The traveller,
Yeah,
all the sausage rolls.
But the traveller pie at the school canteen, that was $5, whereas 70
Economy.
cents butter roll and it was $1 honey soy chips. So you're only paying $1.70, but
I'm a sausage roll
nutrition.
man. God, I love a sausage roll. A good one. Real good sausage rolls.
I'm more of a meat pie man. I don't F with sausage rolls anymore.
Anymore?
Nah, I don't like it. I think it's the texture on the inside. I really am just more of a pie man.
Chicken schnitzel rolls are always nice too.
Chicken schnitzel.
Chip rolls is fun. Hot chip rolls.
Chips and gravy.
I'm fanging.
Where are we at?
I think Trish's got some feedback.
Well, yeah, I've got a story for you. First, I was at a restaurant the other day, and I saw there was a man and a woman having dinner next to
There
me.
was so much opportunity there for the next word.
Could have drove a truck through that one. Having 69er. How many
No, well, it gets weird. Yeah. And what drew my attention was I could see the waitress as she's taking my order looking over at them. And the guy just kept sliding down his chair. It was so weird, like just slowly sliding down the back of his chair. And I could see her looking, and the woman that was sitting opposite him, wasn't even reacting. Like she's just like sitting there. And so he literally disappears all the way underneath.
Wow.
Yeah,
Disappears.
like a snake.
Didn't know what was going on. And the woman just doesn't react. And then I heard the waitress go over to her and say, "Oh, excuse me, miss, do you realise that your husband just slid under the table?" She said, "No, my husband just walked in the door."
Oh, it's a joke.
Yes.
Oh, shit. You know what? You masked that very well. I was thinking that
I was thinking this was an actual story.
Yeah, I was good.
I don't mind it. She was obviously cheating.
That's right. You like it?
Yeah, you like it? Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I've got a little bit of feedback for you now.
Chicken sausage.
Oh, you got one? Yeah, go on.
Jacko, my man Matt says, you weren't actually incorrect technically when you dressed as Batman for the podcast last week, where you were meant to be a rock star, because he used to work in a hotel when Lars Ulrich, the drummer from Metallica, would check in under the pseudonym Bruce Wayne. That was his pseudonym, yeah.
Weird dude, Lars Ulrich. Have you seen on the doco? He talks like this. Are you fucking serious, dude? Are you fucking for real?
He's Norwegian, isn't he, Lars?
He's got some sort of European background.
Yeah.
Dutch, maybe?
No. I think he's Norwegian.
Okay.
Norwegians are cool.
I like Norwegians.
I used to date a Norwegian back in the day.
Did you?
They do.
Yeah, she was cool.
And I did a little bit of fact checking. Matt, you were right on with the Far Lap story.
Yep.
However, it does not come from the Latin word for lightning. It actually comes from the Thai, Zhuang / Southern Chinese word for lightning, because it was suggested to Telford by the physician Dr. Audrey Ping.
Oh, wow.
And that's how that came
I like
about.
Dad's explanation way better.
Lars Ulrich is a Danish musician.
Danish. Okay.
Okay.
God, I'm just across
Break
the
a
North
leg.
Sea.
Cooper, you were correct. Although there is another,
What was I correct about?
the people banging their chairs. That is one, the term break a leg that you use in the theatre.
Yeah.
Although other people, the other more common theory is that the actors break the leg line. You know, when you're in the theatre at the end, they all link arms and they bow together, and it's breaking the leg line.
I think I was right.
I like yours too. No, they were both acceptable.
Yeah, I'm with Trish. I like your take, Coop. It wasn't the take, but I like your take.
Hey.
Hangover, Matthew, incorrect. That is a misconception. The hangover is it was such a thing where the sailors had the 2-penny hangover, where it was a cheap lodging where they literally hung over the rope. But it's hangover is more the after effect of drinking.
Yeah, but that's when they woke up in the morning being hung. Yeah.
On the internet, it actually says it's a misconception. That sort of came through.
You know what?
But you know what?
Can I just say something just before we end? Some of this fact checking starting to get out of hand. Jack and Trish.
Well,
too
other
much
people
fact-checking.
are like sending the feedback. You know what I
It
mean?
doesn't
I just want to
necessarily
keep the
mean
people
they're
happy.
right.
Yeah, they're dribblers. Our listeners doesn't mean they're all right. They're listening to us talk for once a week for an
that's
hour,
fair call.
and they're getting their information off idiots like us. What the hell are they?
Now just on another family member and the rugby league community. Pretty soon, There's Brandon's going to make his comeback. for
Brandon
South.
Smith,
Brandon
yes.
Smith.
And just a reminder, the NRLW Magic Round, that's the beginning of August for the women.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Yep, and it starts.
Is that in Newcastle?
in the
It
court-
is.
It started,
Second and
It
third.
started last night. Eels versus.
The
Eels versus
NRLW.
NRLW.
Yeah.
2 new teams this year, the Warriors and the Dogs, which will be massive. They'll bring huge support. And I tell you what, an amazing amount of rugby union sevens players and rugby union players have come over to the NRLW this year, particularly from the All Blacks.
I will, yeah, and they are good too. Some of these girls are so good.
Yeah, tickets are already on sale.
They're getting better and better.
Up in Newcastle for the weekend.
Volandis was looking at the sevens at the Olympics when I went there. France had this beast of a side.
Yeah.
France were very good. Now, I think they were looking at a couple of those girls about getting them over, which would be
Probably
work for
not
the
like an ideal term to use in regards to women.
beasts.
A beast of a side.
In sporting terms.
He means their athletic ability.
Yeah,
That's what
like,
he's
you know,
he's not
like-
talking about like.
Mate, there was
them.
one player who she was a powerhouse.
Yeah.
She'd
Mate,
make it tomorrow.
some of those sevens girls, let me tell you something, they are strong. Jack, enjoy Canberra this week.
Thanks,
And
mate.
I'm keen for your update next week. I'm keen for your update.
And,
Trish and Big M,
Yeah, this will be interesting.
date night.
Be listening next week, people, because we're going to try the romantic getaway, take 2. Let's hope.
Where to? Melbourne, is it?
We are.
Wow.
Let's hope that Matthew does better this time.
Let's hope so.
All right,
Do
otherwise,
better,
let's
Matthew.
end this.
Otherwise, divorce on the cards.
Yep.
Now,
Something's on the cards.
Jack's got the Craig Bellamy poo story next week. He's going to tell us about the Canberra trip. You guys got your date night. I'll be in Townsville doing a speaking gig with Fletch and Hindy. So it's all
yeah.
on the card. Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
A lot going on.
I used to get asked to do those things with Fletch and Hindy. Suddenly you've
thing.
replaced me.
You're asking prices too high, bro. So sometimes when I pick up some of the scraps, I'm like the bin chicken, the ibis. Some of those scraps that fall through, guess who's picking this up? Sea Dog, the little ibis down there, just gnawing through your trash.
Well, I might just return serve. You might see me pop up on the Kyle and Jackie O show while you're away.
Yeah, they don't have the money to afford you. Actually, no, they probably do.
I think they do.
Yeah.